Cool. Where my music was not supposed to be playing again. Fuck. All right. So, last that we left off, we had Eyem and Lucky resting up in Lucky's quarters. And around that time, Garfunkel, Rom, and Tiernan went to go finish up whatever they needed to grab. Around 9 p.m. was when you guys all came back into the sanctum. In which case, Garfunkel went to his quarters to continue or to prep up, copy down the spell that he was working on to his spellbook. Eyem was working on her potion of fire giant strength that she was concocting. In which case, I would assume that Tiernan and Rom would also be investigating their new magic items to see what they're fully capable of. Would you guys do anything else during this night before you went to actually sleep for the night?
If I remember correctly, I was in partial start studying the scroll of greater visibility. I didn't do a full
Yes.
version, just partial, and then take the rest to sleep so I can actually fully long rest.
Oh,
This way, can you eat your mic?
Yeah, so partial, scroll, transfer, and then sleep. Long rest.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because greater visibility would have taken a really long time. Yeah. So you did about half of it, yes. Tiernan and Rom, would you do anything else before you wound down and slept for the night?
Nope, I just go to sleep.
Got you. What about you, Tiernan?
Well, I'm out of spell slots, so I can't spend any ill-advised sendings. So I think I'm good to head to bed.
Okay. Doesn't seem like any problem at all. Like, you guys are in this the safety of the sanctum. So we just go through till the next morning. Not encumbered by any other stirrings of the night other than your own mental faculties as you recede into your slumber. In which point you would wake up in the morning around 7-ish, depending on who is more of a early morning riser.
Well, the player, may be dying, but Tiernan is alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic, and so first let's. I'm getting a lot of errors, saying that I failed to sync that tools.drum.value.0.5 input should be a valid integer, got a number with a fractional. I don't know what that means. I was talking about last time too.
Yeah, was it preventing you from doing anything though?
Doesn't seem to.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was too, but I could not figure out what it was. I was like, you don't even have like a regular drum in your thing, so I don't even know like what that was for. Plus, like your Rhythm Maker's drum already has the charges on it that are actually visibly active. So I was like, what? Where's the error? But,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
If it's not preventing you from doing anything, then I will just ignore it just because it's clearly not. It's just there just to be a nuisance, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, that works for me.
I think as soon as Eyem wakes up, she will first thing check on Lucky, see how he's doing after his whole ordeal. Maybe, so I say like Eyem goes to the main hall, see if Lucky's awake. If not, she'll go to Lucky's room. If Tiernan is already there by the time she appears, then she'll ask Tiernan if she wants to join her to check on Lucky, since she's also House Fae, take care of people,
Oh yeah, for sure. I I will preemptively use my performance of creation, which allows me to make some physical object, and conjure up a little spray bottle just in case.
Damn. Okay. All right, you conjure up a spectral spray bottle into your hands. For all intents and purposes, has the physical capabilities and is actually a physically conjured object, but you can tell just by thinking at it that it does emanate an aura of creation, of conjuration. Sorry.
Yeah, and with that, let's go pay Lucky a visit.
All right. I would say that based on how Lucky was up until the point where you were able to move him over here. Oh wait, not over there. His place is over here. Up until the point where you, up till now, throughout your journeys with experiencing everything that Lucky is, you see that he's relatively cautious, especially at night when he's meant to be the most vulnerable. By the time that you guys get go up the steps, say the number of his room, and proceed upwards towards the steps of his bedroom, you would see that he is let's see, one, two. You see that he is as your eyes go upwards past the flooring of the room, you will see that his body is already perched, hanging from the side of the walls. Both eyes staring at the steps. But it doesn't look like his eyes are moving and looking at either of you. It just looks to be gazing just at the direction of the stairs. And then you see him just like deep breathing, almost as if like he's sleeping with his eyes open and completely just perched like a security camera on the wall.
Well, I look at Eyem and say, well, I'm glad to know that we aren't the unsettling ones on the team anymore.
You did it, right? This is... Shut up!
unusual. He's never slept like this before. I've seen him sleep all the time. He's never had his eyes open like this. But I'm glad he's resting at least.
Well, let's wake him up. Assuming we can. I'll give him a little poke.
As soon as you poke him, you notice that his eyes immediately shift directions, lock towards your physical presence. His eyes, his irises like narrow extremely to the point where they look like fine lines. And then you see his like mouth just immediately start drooling as he lets forth like a long, arduous hiss. Takes him a moment. As this is happening, about like 5 or 6 seconds of him just like profusely hissing at you, and then he'll just like slowly just stop. He's like, Tiernan, I wasn't expecting you to jump up on me.
How are you feeling?
Tonight seems like any other one of those nights that I've experienced, just this one has a bed that I don't feel like I'm at the point yet where I'm comfortable with laying on top of it.
Yeah, that might take a little bit of adjustment, but don't worry. I'm sure within another 720 years, you'll get used to it again.
I think I lived enough years to not want to experience another 700. But I understand what you mean. You'll see him like slowly like descend down, but he'll like do it in such a way with one hand, with one claw is like still gripped on the wall. Slowly reach, his back paws will reach towards the bed, and then he'll release the grip on the wall. I thank you for waking me, but I am also curious as to why you're waking me.
Well, because it's morning. We're off to a bright early start.
And as the house face of this group, it's our duty to take care of our comrades, especially you, not that, you've been through so much. All those years alone. We just want to make sure you're okay and are attended to your needs.
My needs, it's been a while since, I heard of discussions about halfway activities. It's a little bit reassuring. Please, regale me as to what it is that we were meant to be doing again. I kind of forgot what it was we were meant to do.
Oh my,
What?
where do we begin?
And she'll like go on a ADHD like rant of the whole like Vecna plot, how we started off in the Tomb of Annihilation and managed to get all the way here. Dude, now we're fighting like Vecna and gathering the things we need to stop them and all that.
I'll say that whole explanation probably would have taken you like at least an hour and a half of just Eyem rambling. During which point, Rom, what would you be doing at like for the span of the hour and a half that
Dude, what? You cut out a lot. Sorry.
hate it. I was saying the whole explanation with Eyem explaining to Lucky everything that they were meant to be, that they were supposed to be doing up until Lucky left would have taken about an hour and a half. What would you have been doing for like that next hour and a half while Eyem is ranting?
I'd be trying to figure out what my life's purpose is.
Okay.
And I'd be trying to think of like what type of vow I would even want to make to this ring that I have. Because I don't even know what my purpose is. What vow would I want to make to a ring that could hurt me?
Okay. Okay, got you. All right. By the time Eyem finishes her explanation or her little spark notes to Lucky, he'll just sit there and he'll just like, wow, many years of just hearing my own voice, and it feels like Eyem, you have filled in a lot of those gaps.
See, yeah, I sure it's a lot to take in, but if you need a recap, just let me know and I'll reaffirm you all over again.
I thank you. I may or may not.
Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
I may or may not need that a couple of times for the foreseeable future, as I slowly figure out what is what and what isn't. For the meantime, at least, what do you guys propose that we do next? If what you say is correct, Eyem, we do have a little bit of time before Lestral gets the information that she needs, right? So what is it that any of you propose that we should do next?
Sorry, I'm dying.
No, you're good.
But
Were you gonna say something, Tiernan?
yes, but no.
We should probably first eat breakfast with everyone and reconvene, and we can figure it out from there.
Breakfast does sound good right now. Okay.
I also have a crazy idea. I know you're probably, living 720 years is can take quite the mental toll on you. I know Tiernan has spells to alter memories. If those 720 years are too much for you, maybe he can erase them from you? Alleviate some of the pain?
I mean, I can try, but that's 720 years is a lot of memories. I'm more of a 10 minutes here or there time. You know? Nice light touch, and not changing any more than you have to, and that way the person never knows. Unless, unless I tell them, but I don't think I would do that often, much.
As helpful and as spacious as that would make my headspace right now, I've grown a little bit accustomed to my own thoughts. Even before what has transpired, it's not entirely unwelcome company.
Okay. Well, if you do want it to be 720 years minus 10 minutes, just let me know.
He'll let a slight chuckle and just go, that aspect of you, that's, that dry, that's subtly dry humor of yours, Tiernan, and I have definitely missed.
Humor?
Let's go on and meet up with everybody else, shall we?
Yeah.
Is Lucky here? Do you join the call?
I can hear and speak. I will probably lose reception about 10-15 minutes.
No problem, man. No problem. Good to have you back. Okay. So yeah, you guys all reconvene in the sanctum. The sanctum's main war room, prep room, congregational room. I guess around this time, as you guys settle into the seats, you would hear footsteps. You would hear like the chiming of an arcane door opening, and then the footsteps heading upwards towards where you guys are now, and you're greeted with Mordenkainen and Tasha as they approach the room, and he just goes, well, I heard, well, at least Mordenkainen will just speak to you, and he just goes, I heard the great news from Tasha here that you guys have found and acquired a piece of the rod. It's also come to my attention that Celestial is currently on her own personal mission to speak with powers beyond, to locate the exact location within the astral sea of this so-called vessel that you believe that the next piece of the rod is located at. I do commend you on your ability to acquire said piece relatively quickly. And with all in one piece, I presume as well, considering that you were thrusted or took the dive straight down into the Underdark so quickly. Although I do see that a friend of ours here could use a little bit of pampering on these hair and skincare side of things.
Well, I'm not that bad, am I?
Sure. You're not that bad, Tiernan.
Oh, thanks. You too.
Thanks. Well, in the meantime of all things of that sort, is there anything that you guys wanted to know, wanted to discuss, while we are present? I mean, it seems that until Celestial comes back, it's a bit of a waiting game until you're able to venture off and find the next piece of the rod.
I mean,
Did we already?
you. Oh, good.
Did we already told them about the vision about the spell jammer and all that? I forget.
I believe you did. You did give like a little bit information. You didn't give like the full details as to like what the spelljammer was like lodged into. You mainly just gave the vision of as soon as you touch this piece of the crystal that you didn't fully realize was a piece of the rod. You just got a vision of like the spelljammer ship, and then at that point, that's when Celestial like figured out where the general location is, quote unquote general. The Astral Sea is fucking massive as shit, but basically, based on the description that you gave her of the actual ship, she's doing research as to find out what the actual name of the ship is, and that would hopefully give you guys a better idea as to who to track down next to find said ship.
Okay, gotcha. In that case, I think Garfunkel will just say, "No, Lisa, I don't think I need anything. Just give us information for where the next piece is for us to go. Do you need anything else?" Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Where should we go next?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's up to you. The entire city of Sigil's still yours to explore, I guess. I do want to speak to one of you before you leave, though. So just, Rom, if you can stay behind for a little bit to discuss things a little further while everyone else does a little bit of sightseeing within the city. That would be much appreciated.
I can stay behind, yes.
Ah, great. Tasha, do you have anything else that you want to say to the group? She currently looks indisposed as she is kind of fine-tuning this like arcane whip that she is currently filling within her hands. You can see like small, thin arcane strands attached to her fingertips as they are coiled around the grip of the whip. But she'll just go, no. I mean, we already discussed things as briefly as they were, and I think it was a conducive conversation. I can't really. My mind's kind of elsewhere right now, but yeah, listen to Illustrial. I guess talk to boring old morning Canaan while you have the time, I guess. Yeah, I don't really have much to say right now. I mean, bravo, you guys got the first piece, whatever. Yeah. With like a look of confusion on Morning Canyon, she'll just like clear his throat and just go very insightful words there, Tasha. You heard her. I mean, until Alessio comes back, we won't really have much else to say as to, or like much more helpful information. Like we discussed, the Astral Sea is massive. It's pretty much just the in-between realms, and so there's just no particular way to actually pinpoint and navigate the exact location of said vision that Garfunkel here made. But do be warned that I believe Alessio already mentioned to you that the Astral Sea is not only is it a place of just interplanetary travel or interplanar travel, it is also a place where forgotten gods go to die. So do be aware of any divinic forces that may pose a lingering threat for the at least remainder of their divinity. Unfortunately, most of the gods that have died there seem to be forgotten throughout history, at which point these gods have lost all their following, and in which case their memories are lost to time. And so there's not really much that can be said as opposed in terms of their histories or what they used to be capable of. But also do be aware that there are unique creatures that exist within the Astral Sea that also aren't as friendly enough to exist within a spell jamming vessel. Just imagine as if you were swimming in the depths of the ocean floor. The creatures that you can see, the creatures that have yet to be seen, that's essentially is the astral. Yeah, that's... I would just say take any and all precautions that you possibly can. Anyways, if you would best be off now, I do have a little bit to discuss with Rum here.
When should we expect to return? How long should we wait till we come back?
I mean, it shouldn't be that long of a conversation. Worst comes to worst, I mean, simple as that. Simplest thing I could tell you is that, well, I mean, Rom would just come to you and just meet up and reconvene with you. I just need to discuss a couple of matters to him that are of a little bit of intrigue to me. But that is about it. Shouldn't be that
Okay.
long.
Do I have enough to get my tattoos?
I mean, that is up to you. I mean, you can spend as much time in Sigil as you want, at least for the next day or so. Just do remember that there is still that grave danger that we're still trying to stop. But at least for the day, you deserve the respite.
Of course.
Tasha's going to start heading down and out. Still
Guess we better get going.
sure they're not plotting against us. They could be trying to kill us.
I am sure.
What do you care?
Well, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys go ahead.
I was gonna say it wouldn't take very much plotting to kill me. I honestly, I think I would make for a pretty easy target. So if they are planning to kill us, well, I hope they at least have fun with it.
I'm pretty sure we are not trying to kill you.
Yeah, so far they've been nothing but hospitable. You can trust them.
I don't even know if I can trust you on them, but okay for now.
Well, maybe some fresh hair will help you out.
All right. Y'all head out, leaving just Rom in with Mordenkainen. He's going to sit on the opposite side of you, Rom. Something that you mentioned when the first day that you and the rest of the party came in here, Rom, did pique my interest. Do you remember when you first came in here and you mentioned your initial journeys up until this point? I would like to pry or poke into your mind a little bit more, as I'm very curious. Can you explain to me what you know about this Dark Bane?
Hold on. I want to catch you on something you just said. What about coming in here? You mentioned my original journey. Well, you see, the problem is I don't know why I'm on this journey.
What?
And I have no idea what Darkbane is.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't?
I just can't seem to remember why I'm on this journey or even why I'm with these people. I think what I understand is that I was cast down from Celestia to learn the way of the mortals and understand what it means to have a mortal life. And I'm thinking that going along with these people here may help me figure out what my purpose of being a mortal can be.
Are you sure that was what you stated that your intended purpose was? It seems as if you're telling me two different stories as opposed to what you originally told me those a couple of days ago.
Well, you see, to be perfectly honest, I don't even remember how or when I got here, to be exact. And if I said anything to you, I can't seem to remember what it was about.
Huh. Someone mess with your mind, Rom. That is...
If they have, I'll strangle their neck with my throat. I mean, with my hand. Wait, strangle their neck with my hands.
Whoa! Whoa! I don't know if that was supposed to be intimidating or kinky. The sudden cause of your memory loss is very concerning to me. When do you started feeling that you are missing or started having these gaps in your memory? Do you recall?
Do I need to make a roll for this, or can I just say?
You just say.
It seems like the previous day in a cave when we got. Was it the crystal? Was that what it was?
It
Or was it like a?
it was the crystal plus the obelisk. It was when
Okay.
it was right after the spider dragon fight. The party found like a hidden passageway that was covered in webs and proceeded through it, and that's where they found the giant obelisk. That's at one point Mordenkainen mentioned that you needed to attune the obelisk with a piece of the rod to get it to actually regain some of his essence back. When Garfunkel made put the rod piece and the obelisk in proximity to one another, he was told to spill out a secret that he has never told anybody, at which point the rest of the party did a whole fireside chat kumbaya moment where they each revealed a secret about themselves as well. And then after you guys discussed about it, deliberated about it, a couple minutes afterwards, you all found yourself possessing this gap in your histories in which you knew that something was missing, but you couldn't exactly figure out what. But it was that King Crimson effect that we mentioned before, where like it still didn't change who you are now. It just, you don't remember what exactly was that triggered the change to become who you guys are today.
Well, it feels as if ever since I've arrived on the material plane, I've just had gaps throughout my entire life. But I think I only started realizing it was around the time we were in that cave fighting the spider dragon. I think the dragon must have done something to me.
The dragon's. Do you know if the dragon did something to anybody else as well?
Well, it's hard to say. A lot happened within the past day. And I've mostly been trying to think about like what my purpose is in life. I've been pretty distracted.
You would have at least known because Garfunkel was very audible about this, like kind of panicking about him forgetting why he became a wizard to begin with.
If that happened during that session, I wasn't there for it.
Yeah, that's why I'm letting you know
Okay.
that you will know this information.
Would I have known if anyone else started panicking or anything?
Yeah,
They
Eyem was
were like mentioning word. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, everyone was like being pretty vocal about their concern. I think the only person that was like not too vocal about it would be Lucky, but that's only because his was a little bit more microscopic scale or microscale, as opposed to almost everyone had a more macro.
I think Kieran was also like didn't really
Yeah,
care.
Kieran was mostly unconcerned.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. I remember Tiernan's. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing was wrong.
Yeah. So
Everything's just hunky-dory.
Yeah. So
It's like Garfunkel was concerned too, and then Eyem will be more like, I don't know what it is, but I feel so like relieved
yeah.
and like free.
I noticed a sudden change in almost everyone except for Lucky and Tiernan, I think. After during the cave incident. I think it's had something to do with maybe the artifact we were after.
What you're saying right now brings me a little bit of concern, Rum. Not due to exactly the words of what you're saying, but due to the context of what it means. I've studied the Rod of Seven Parts, or at least its histories, for over 2 to 3 years now, or not now, but at least 2 to 3 years within my studies, and for everything that I've understood, the Rod of Seven Parts has never had the function or maladaptive ability to alter and remove one's personal thoughts before. not neither in its fractured state or in its whole completed state. The Rod of Seven Parts was meant to be the most lawful object in existence, and to remove and deprive a creature's essence and being reason for being, the state in which they are present day, does not sound like a function of what the rod should do. I feel like there is something else awry, something that might be possessing prying eyes that are of great concern.
Ever since this happened, I've been feeling pretty empty with my own existence, and it's left me kind of feeling a bit down, I think. Is there any way you'd be able to pry into my mind and see whatever it is that could be blocking me from accessing whatever it was I've forgotten?
Are you giving me permission to enter your
You cut out.
Oh. Are you giving me permission to enter your mental faculties, Rom?
May it be that I can have someone else standing by while you do it. Maybe Tasha. Or whatever the other one was.
It has to be Tasha. If you want to do it now, we can probably try to bother Tasha. I'm sure that Tasha wouldn't mind being disrupted. In terms of Celestial, though, I feel like for the sake of the greater good, we should allow her to be more swift in her search. So I would probably not bother her for this situation, and I would rather bother Tasha.
Then please, let Tasha be witness. And if anything goes wrong, she can be there.
Another thing, if I remember correctly, when we came back, one of the first things that Garfunkel did was go to Tasha and ask for her help if she could restore, find what is causing the memory deletion, so she will have some context already as to what's happening.
Yep.
I don't know if she already shared that with him or not.
Most likely she would have not shared it with them, just because they aren't. They just have a similar goal, and that's really it. They don't have the best camaraderie.
Yep.
So yeah, she probably would have just excluded that from letting him know. But in which case, Mordecai will just go back and just go, okay, and then just give me a brief moment while I drag Tasha back up here. Just give me a moment, Rom, as he steps up, or stands up, and then proceeds back down towards the stairs. It'll be, in which case, about 2 to 3 minutes or so before you see Tasha heading up the stairs, looking visibly frustrated. And then Mordenkainen just rolling his eyes as he's behind her, and Tasha will just go, look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the situation, about what they mentioned earlier, all right? It was just because it was relatively late, ish. You just weren't in the sanctum at the moment. I felt like it wasn't any world-ending thing yet, so there was not any actual point in telling you, Mordenkainen. It's clearly if it's supposed to be a little bit of a bigger problem, and so we're discussing it here now, and I'm here. Got it. It's fine. So I'll watch I'll watch him and I'll watch you while you guys do whatever it is, the things that you needed to do. Is that all good? Will that appease you, Morning Kanan?
I give a thumbs up.
She'll just like slightly like tilt, nod her head, just very slightly. You wouldn't really notice it if you weren't intently looking at her, but Morning Cam would just go, all right, for all that talk, for just to say, yes, I agree, that would just suffice just as well, Tasha, but that's fine. I do appreciate you bearing witness nonetheless. All right, Rom. Now, whatever feelings or repressed emotions you may have lingering in the back of your minds that you thought that you've locked away up until this point may resurface in ways that you may be unprepared for, even no matter how much you claim that you are. And being an entity such as yourself, you and the life that you have lived, it may be buried relatively deep, but we'll try to get to the bottom of it, man. Rom, we'll try to get there. Just as remember, this will only work as long as you give me actual access. If you try to divert my traversal through your minds, this won't help either of us in getting what we desire to be the root cause of your the gaps in your memory. Understand?
I get on my knees, arms onto my lap, and I say, I understand. You have my permission to access my brain and thoughts.
He's going to take out what looks to be a set of wind chimes. And he's going to just like flick one in one of the chimes, in which it will like fling and then swing towards the second, then to the third, to the fourth, like a domino effect until it makes a full circle. The reverberations of the wind chimes slowly echo out, and the sound waves travel. Then slowly the arcane energy starts traveling from said wind chimes as well. And then you, since you said you're willing, we're not going to need to make a save. We're just going to go in. You see him cast arcane sigils in the air as they hover in a wavelength pattern around your head. And then we're going to go. Okay. All right. Ram, as your headspace goes blank, you are left with just the visualization of just a black space around you. You look around and you see Morning Kanan's presence stand right beside you, and he'll just he'll nod towards you as he slowly moves forward into the deep void. As he moves, you see like a cascading staircase receding downwards, and as he continues down those steps, the pathways start branching out into many different pockets. into the void. You see glimpses of Avernus, Mount Celestia, the Primaterial Realm, with members of the clergy of the Platinum Dragon. He's ignoring all of these little pockets as he proceeds downwards, and you get what looks to be an image of a pocket that just seems blank, just pure white. As Mordenkainen approaches, you see that part of his visage starts wafting. It looks to be getting a little bit amorphous. He echoes out towards you and he goes, I see a lot of histories here, Rom. Most of these look clear, but there's this one looks very, very clouded, very jaded. I can't make of it without a little bit of assistance here. You're gonna need to open yourself up a little bit more. You say that you are, but it looks like there's some aspect of you that is still holding back. Find it within yourself to release said hold. Can you make me a charisma save?
You just gave me the best chance of my life.
22. You try to focus in on this clear space within this pocket, and Mordenkainen is trying to shove his hand through the blankness and try to waft the space and divert the path. He's visibly struggling to pierce the blankness to reveal the colors that lie within. And you're looking, and in all intents and purposes, you're focusing in on this one pocket, and you're trying to flood it with whatever memories you feel like you're missing from the past like day or so. And you're trying to it's like going through like a bunch of like pieces of a puzzle that you're trying to figure out which one is actually going to fit into this spot. And as he's struggling, you see a speck of color make its way into the canvas. It looks red. As soon as you figure out the color, discern it from the discern, you're trying to fill in with more and just trying to paint this picture as if it's a word, paint by numbers. You fill in another one, it's black. And then you start to see a little bit of the outline as the painting starts to be shaded in. Mordenkainen is almost there to pierce it back open. And you see what looks to be a blackened handle with a blood red miasma coming from it. And at the end of the handle, where the pommel is, you see a green gemstone at the base of the pommel. and then you immediately see Mordenkainen thrust back into towards like the steps, and the portal and the pocket closes. Immediately, you and Mordenkainen are brought back to the sanctum. You see Mordenkainen just sweating profusely. You are also sweating profusely. He's on the floor. You're almost toppled over from your seated position, and he's just gasping. He goes, "Okay, whatever it is in there, it's definitely not anything lawful. That is something I can be sure of. Did you see what you saw? Anything inside there, Rom? Can you make anything of it?"
I saw a handle, a hilt, and a gemstone.
Does that mean anything to you?
I just assume it's a sword. Is this the Darkbane you were talking about?
The pieces they feel, at least like the parts that you're mentioning, they feels like they could be. But I mean, there's a litany of weapons that are like crafted from said colors and said that emit similar auras. The thing is, I haven't actually seen the Darkbane in any texts, any visual images or anything of that sort. I've only been given by word of mouth about its existence. I've never actually seen it myself. So I can't say for certain that what you and me saw back there was it. But I can't exactly rule it out. Whatever has locked this memory out from you, for at the moment, it's beyond me. I can't break said lock unless I know the originator of the actual lock. I can't formulate a key until I find the specific lock that goes to said key. I am sorry, Rom. That's as far as I could really get. That's as much as information I was able to acquire.
Well, some information is better than none. Thank you for everything.
It's not a problem at all. You see at this point, Tasha is like pretty much just taking a nap. And clearly nothing really wrong has happened since our friend over here took the liberty of resting her dreary and weary head while this was all happening. But I will continue to do some more research on like as many weapons as I could find, like the description of what we just saw, Rom. If I can find out more, I will let you know.
Thank you, Sir Mordenkainen.
Absolutely. It's not a problem. Now, if you excuse me, I'm just going to return to my private quarters and maybe, since she's already here, I may take the moment and just give myself a little bit of a laugh. You would see him next, as Tasha is sleeping. He's going to just cast he's just going to cast Force Cage right around Tasha's chair. And then he'll just step out. Rom, now that you currently by yourself, what are you feeling?
What was that? You cut out, I think.
Sorry. Now that you are by yourself, as well, quote unquote, by yourself, as Tasha is currently sleeping and Mordecai has left the room. What are you feeling?
I'm feeling. I'm very determined to figure out what this could be. I'm assuming because I saw it too. I want to be able to try to find what it could be. So I'm assuming I will remember the magic stores I went to, excluding the one that I protested at and helped steal from.
Yeah, you would remember them.
All right. I'm gonna ask the people who work at them if they can give me anything based off the description I have.
Sure. Okay. Let's head back into Sigil while everyone else. I know that Eyem is going to finish up getting her tattoo filled in. What about? Is there anything else that Garfunkel and Tiernan Garfunkel and Tiernan would have want to do in the city for the time being?
I think I would just keep Eyem company. Garfunkel's just hanging out.
I can't think of anything that is directly pressing or necessary. I would probably just go out and get a nice little breakfast somewhere and, have a little croissant at a little cafe, that kind of thing.
Okay. Simple enough. You just make yourself to the cafe, into like a nearby cafe. Take yourself a nice little seat. And just watch the city life, and just remember, or try to recall, or at least give yourself a slice of the quote-unquote normalcy that you used to be able to take a little bit of part in back over in Schultz, when you guys were all back in Port Nine Zaro with Aurora, with Tony, with May. And yeah, I will say it's at probably about like 20-30 minutes of you sitting there just watching, people watching. You'll see Rom seemingly making his way towards like the market ward.
Oh, hey, buddy. How'd it go? You all fixed up? Actually, I guess I wouldn't know what they talked about.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? I'm assuming they wanted to talk to you about my surprise birthday party coming up. But don't worry, you still have a little bit left to plan, so it's no pressure.
Rom, you here?
Promise.
What's up?
Dazed and stunned to silence.
So you were heading towards the market ward as you saw, or as Tiernan spotted you at the cafe while he was at the cafe.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Hey, Tiernan, what's good?
Hey, Tiernan,
I
what's
seem
good?
very lost in thought. I seem very lost in thought. And that's my only
whatever you
response
talked
to
about in there
Tiernan said.
sure changed around your vocal patterns.
What brings
Sorry,
you
what
here?
did you say?
Tyranian? I said, "Oh, hey, Tyranian, what brings you here?" Sorry, I'm pretty lost in thought.
I'm really enjoying this not cooking anymore life. Turns out you can go and just get food. Revolutionary.
Yeah, I agree. So what are you planning to get?
Hmm. Well, you know me. I am the croissant type.
That doesn't sound too bad, I won't lie.
Got to a montage of ramen Tiernan just like devouring a mountain of croissants.
We would eat all of them, by the way.
Mhm.
I would probably eat
On
most of them due to my sheer force of just needing a lot of food. Tyrannin probably wouldn't be able to eat a lot, but would still force them down your throat because he's determined to eat the croissants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Everyone's got to do their part.
All right, I'll say that you spend like the next like 30 or 40 minutes or so consuming like a gluttonous amount of fucking croissants.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say at which point, Rom, you would, after distracting yourself for a brief moment, and allowing yourself a little bit of peace, you mind kind of during like this solace remembers why you were heading back towards the city.
Yes, I'm determined to find answers about this item, or the sword hilt that I saw from any magical people.
Well, what did it look like?
Well, it was a blackened handle, and the hilt had a green gemstone in it, and it had a blackish red radiation coming from it, but I couldn't see if there's any blade on it or not.
Ah, sounds holy for sure.
Yeah, of course. Quite the contrary, actually. This thing gives me nothing but bad vibes, and whenever my mind is doing to block it out, surely it must be for evil.
Mm. So why do you want to fight it then?
Because I need answers. Why is it that I feel like my whole life has been missing from me? And I'm just now realizing it. So I get help trying to pry out whatever I'm missing from my life with my memories. And there is this one that seems to just be clouded away, locked off. And all that could be revealed is the hilt of a sword.
Mm. You have a mysterious background for sure. Whatever you got into before we met you. Boy, I want to hear all those stories someday.
And maybe one day, if I remember, I shall tell you, Tiernan. And you will be able to make stories of them for all the realms.
Alright, well in that case, I better help you find this sword, huh?
Any help would be helpful.
That's what I always say. Well, any ideas where to start?
Well, I was going to go around to the magic stores that have weapons and armor to see if any of the owners there could help. Since I'm sure people in Sigil will have wondrous knowledge of such things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can find around here. Alright, one last croissant, and then let's go ask. Maybe 2.
Try not to throw it up. I know how much you like those croissants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Is that Tiernan coughing or is that Aaron coughing?
No, that was Eric the player physically dying and
Damn.
also mentally dying.
Damn. Yeah. Tiernan finishes up the last croissant that he can. Pretty much like doing like smushing the croissant to as small of a shape as he can and then just shoving it in his mouth. You and Rom began heading towards montaging through like the many different magic stores that you can get through within the next couple hours to ask about the weapon grip and hilt that you saw in the vision, in the memories that Mordecai was able to pry. During this entire montage, you see many negative head shakes. You see a lot of like questions and questioned looks, questioned glances, and then a couple of individuals that would just not really pay you much mind because they kind of just dismissing the questions just because it felt so too generic to really describe to be of any help to narrow down the results. I'll say at which points when you look kind of visibly distraught and kind of just mentally just frustrated at the futility of it, you get towards like a little, what looks to be like a very small and narrow like kiosk, and it's just it looks to be a small goblinoid that is just like trying to whisper towards you. Just goes, psst, psst, hey, you there? It looks like you're trying to search for something.
Yeah,
I'm
as a matter of fact, I am. How'd you know?
Well, I mean, with one such as yourself that is just scrambling like that, it looks like you look to be in a bit of a pickle. But luckily for you, Gavin, the informant, is very capable in finding a litany of information that one can look out for and be in search for with that when all seems hopeless and lost. And so tell me, give me a little bit of an insight as to what it is that you're trying to determine, and I'll see if I can help you.
It seems as if part of my memories have faded, and because of that, most of my life just seems purposeless. And I'm trying to find that purpose, but I recently had help with someone with prying eyes able to open my memories. And there was just one that was clouded, but all that remained was a blackened handle with the hilt with a green gemstone, and it emanated a blackish red aura. And when the man was talking to me about something I told him a few days ago, I don't remember a thing about it, but I must have mentioned some sort of weapon called Darkbane.
As you're basically explaining everything to him, involving the person, the events in the past couple of days, your memories, and he's just like, you see him like have his a notebook, and he was like prepared to write down all this stuff, and like as you're explaining everything, he was writing nothing, and then like it was until you started mentioning like sword hilt, gemstone, aura, and then he started writing those bits down. He didn't write anything else down. He's like, okay, so what I'm hearing is, besides like the little fluff that you tried to mention just now, I'm assuming you're looking for is something related to a black sword hilt. Is that correct?
That would be correct, yes.
Well, luckily for you, I have a lot of hidden knowledge about a multitude of different weapons. This one does ring a little bit peculiar. There is at least a handful of potential options that, or like potential results that may pique your interest. I'm not entirely sure you're really up to the task as to figuring out which one it is, though. And just to make sure that we're both aware of this transaction right here, my information is not free.
What is your cost?
What is in your pockets?
Can I make an insight check on this to see what he's really looking for?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks like he's just looking for financial stuff.
Well, in my pockets, and then I reach into my pocket and I pull out exactly 5 gold pieces. I got some gold.
Ah, see, now you're speaking my language. The problem is, though, that the amount of gold that's inside your hand seems fairly light as opposed to the severity and the weight of the information that you're trying to acquire.
What is your normal price so that I may try to acquire such coin?
Well, it varies depending on the information that's being asked or requested of. But considering of what you're looking for seems to be knowledge of a weapon. I'm assuming based on like the narrowed down results, seems to be a weapon of a long history. History has fair weight to it, my friend. So it can range anywhere from 50 gold to 500 gold, depending on what the confirmed results that you needed is. Do you have at least the wares to fund the results?
I do.
Okay. Then at least I'll put my hands behind my back. Just let me visibly see that you have it on you before I start divulging anything.
I show him 50.
Well, I said 50. Well, I said 50 to 500. Do you at least have 500 on you?
You said 50 to 500. 50 is the least amount. I at least have 50. Whether I have more or not is, well, debatable and determined based on whatever information you can bring. I'm willing to fund it for 50, which is the minimum price you gave me. Because I don't know how good of information you will have, and if it's better than 50, I'm sure I'll make it worth your while.
Make me a persuasion check. Okay. We'll continue to narrow down the search, and then once we get towards the closer results, and reduce the different options to as much as we can, then I would expect to see at least see the higher end. All right. Let me see. So you're saying this it exudes a type of dark aura. It is a blackened hilted weapon with a green gemstone on its pommel. Ooh. There's a couple of options. As he's peering through his notes. He's holding he's bringing out at least 4 different notebooks at this point.
And if you can find anything on the name Darkbane, which might be the name of the sword, that could also help.
Another keyword. There we go. That would narrow down the search a bit more. We're down to 3, sir. Okay. I see. Okay, Darkbane. Dark flame. No. Darkbane. Dark cane. Okay. I'm able to narrow it down to 2. So we have a 50-50 shot to figuring out a bit more of this about the information of said blade hilt. I might need a bit more info. Do you have any indication as of the origins of this said Darkbane? If it's existed anywhere else, if the last location it was seen, who else is potentially looking for it, where it was forged, just something.
Well, that's the problem. I don't remember anything else. It seems to just be locked away. But if I were to guess, based on the places I have been, it would either be in the Prime Material Realm, Mount Celestia, or Avernus.
Okay, alright. 3 new keywords. Okay. He's looking now. At this point, he has just 3 books. Mount Celestia. Plan material. Nah, he just chucks that book away. Avernus. Well then, he's gonna shut both books, seal them, and put them into his waist pockets. And he's gonna cross his hands, or at least put his hands into his pockets as he's kind of just shrugging at you. He's like, well, it looks like I was able to narrow it down to one highly possible option for you. Based on the keywords that you gave me, but I will reiterate that now that I do have a bit of the information that you are potentially looking for. Do you have the 500 gold that I did mention prior?
I have gold if you need gold.
Do you whisper this to me, or do you say it aloud?
I will whisper, I guess.
How much? I'll pay you back with interest.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
Are you able to lend me 425?
In fact, I can do that.
Greatly appreciated. I'll pay you back with interest. You have Rom's word on it. As a matter of fact, I do have the coin.
Interest.
Oh, you're saying this out loud. Okay, well then, as the typical and humble merchants say in the market words, show me the money.
Alright, I show him my total of 75 gold, and Tiernan will show 425.
Okay. All right.
Jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle. He's going to open the booklet in his right hand, and he's going to start looking back and forth between two pages, and he's going to just as he's doing so, he's writing text down onto a piece of parchment. He's going to fold it up 4 ways, and then he's going to show it. Well, he'll briefly show it before he folds it up. You're going to see that, like, at least it does mention the words Darkbane on it, and it does mention a couple of locations, like Avernus, Prime Material, Mount Celestia does mention a couple of statements of those. Those are things that you could piece together, but a lot of the words do look misaligned. The sentence structure looks off. And then he's gonna take out a second piece of paper and put both together into his right hand as he puts his notebook away, and he goes, one piece of paper. These 2 papers are meant for you once the payment transaction has been completed. One is a scrambled code of the information that you seek. The other one is the codex. Just to make sure that the information is secure, not all of it is revealed to unintended eyes. So don't worry. The information I give you is sealed by my word and my bond. But I do hope that we can complete the transaction properly. So you hand over the 500 gold, and I'll hand over the information for you. Do we have a deal?
You kind of cut out a little bit. I heard transaction of 500 and something about private.
Oh, sorry. I said, these 2 parchments I possess in my hand right here are a encrypted text.
The parchments are what?
An encrypted text and then a codex to decipher. We don't want this information to be so willingly available to prying eyes. So just do be sure that you decipher the encrypted text on your own time, away from prying eyes. But I do think that we have an agreement and a transaction to be completed here, so the 500 gold, please.
We hand it over to him.
All right. He hands you the 2 pieces of parchment, and then he's like, he'll like put the gold into his into a trench coat that he has right beneath the stall that he's at, and then he's gonna put on the trench coat, put on a little fedora, and then he's gonna be like, well, thank you for your transaction today. I hope you find the information worth your while, and at the behest of the Cotello family, I hope you have a good and wonderful rest of your days, fellows. And then
I was about to ask if he was part of the cult.
and then you see him open up a arcane doorway, and then poof into the doorway.
Was this a part of Tony's family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Like a little goblinoid vanishes from your appearance, and the stall immediately gets destroyed into shambles once the arcane door closes. And it looks like the stall was just a makeshift stall that was just made there to be literally temporary. But you have the 2 pieces of parchment, the encrypted text and the codex in your possession, Rom.
Okay. I'm going to keep on to those. Wait till we're in private.
All right. I'll say around. If you guys, is there anything else you guys are planning on doing Garfunkel and not Garfunkel, Tiernan and Rom while you're here? Then
I think we've accomplished what we set out to.
In my words, as my new mind, I would say I no longer have purpose here.
okay. If I will say at that point, then you guys already knew where Eyem was going to be. So, if you want to, we would reconvene with Eyem and Garfunkel and Lucky over at the tattoo shop as Eyem finishes up getting her coloring done on her outline tattoos, which will take probably about another 6-hour session, by which point by time of completion 12 to 3 at which point you would get a message to you from inside your head. I guess we'll do it to Garfunkel. Garfunkel, in which you hear the familiar voice of Elestriel speak to you and goes, Garfunkel, I do have information about the vessel that you have described. If you and the rest of the party can make your way back into the sanctum once you're ready, we can discuss the next steps and how to proceed forward as soon as you all have feel up to the task.
I'll respond back that we'll be there shortly.
Okay.
Is it just me and Eyem still, or has everyone else come back?
Everyone else came back to this point because Eyem's tattoo session will take about 6 hours.
Okay.
So yeah,
I was gonna say when Rom and Tiernan came back, I would have said, you guys took long enough. Did you bring me my croissant?
I punched Tyrion in the stomach and she throws up a croissant.
It's like a magic feeling.
Maybe a croissant that's not currently mid-digestion?
No, I say as I stuff it back down Tyrion's throat.
What the fuck is this?
I've been...
Gotta commit to the bit.
I thought I told you to save me some. I've been famished here for quite a while now.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Tyrion, that's why you were at the cafe?
You know, now that you mention it, I've been forgetting all of these really important things recently. Like, really important.
It's really odd that you're also experiencing some form of dementia. Could we have
it's definitely the same thing.
Forget it. At least you brought me my omelette du fromage, right?
Omelette du fromage.
You said omelette du fromage? I thought you said ménage à trois. Which could be good news or bad news. Up to you.
We should assume it's both.
So, what do you say, Rob?
I said we should assume it's both.
So, did you bring us anything to eat?
I can run out and get something if you want.
No, I fear you will forget again. I'll go get it myself. Just keep Eyem company.
Okay, well, Yeah, I'd be happy to go out for croissants again. You know, I am getting pretty hungry.
No, I think you've done enough.
I
And I'll
think
just
Ron
venture.
has to stay in. Oh,
I was gonna say that I'll venture off to get something to eat,
Mm,
Okay.
and then I'll come back, and then I guess at some point, then I get the message, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
mhm.
looks looks like they're ready for us. I think it's time to go back to the sanctum.
Well, I know that Rom has to go off in private and read some exciting material about a big black weapon in private.
A big black weapon in private. A BBW.
Insight check.
Yeah. You can tell that he's being honest, but it's just the statements are tied with a lot of innuendos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tiernan has never once intentionally made an innuendo. It just happens from time to time.
I will choose to ignore that. Is Eyem ready, or she's still
Yeah,
in session?
it'll be ready at this point.
Okay.
She'll be in the midst of finishing up.
Eyem will probably be over the top thanking the person that made the crew that made the tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Just gushing over how cool it is and beautiful and all that.
You see, all the artists look very tired. They're all kind of massaging their wrists, wiping the sweat from their brows, and they're just they're letting out sighs of relief and just pretty much just thanking her for the difficult but exciting opportunity to do a multi partnered project.
But yeah, she'll give more thanks, more than it should be needed, and then head back to the group. And if we're good, then I guess we'll start heading back to the sanctum.
All right. Heading back towards the sanctum. All right. As we make our way back towards the sanctum, we'll have let's see. We'll have that. Where are you guys? Let's move you. Just here. Yeah, just there's fine. All right. Everybody reconvenes back upstairs, and we'll have Alestial and Morning Kanan sitting as well. Towards the rest of you guys, and he just goes, "All right, good, you guys are back." Alestial's be the one mainly speaking. He just goes, "Please sit down. We have a little bit to discuss about the next travel stages, at least." So, based on the information you guys have given me, I was able to gather up as much as I could about the existing vessels, traveling vessels within the astral sea. And it seems as though in the past couple of weeks, or at least almost a month ago, there was a vessel that has gone missing from the radar of from the there's been a spelljamming vessel that has gone missing in the past month, and it seems that that vessel was known as the Lambeth Zenith. It seems that there was a collision that happened about a month ago with that vessel, and it seems as though we haven't gotten word back as to any surviving members. It seems that the communication has been completely cut off from them, and we have had difficulty figuring out where they were. But based on the information that you guys have given me, and due to the search of the corpse that Garfunkel that you have mentioned, we were able to pinpoint its location. Thankfully, we do have a teleportation circle underneath Sigil, or not underneath Sigil, underneath the sanctum that can transport you, and that is mainly used for transporting spelljamming vessels, small spelljamming vessels. But considering that we have the pinpoint location as to where we're going, we don't even need a spelljamming vessel to get there. At this point, we could just transport you straight onto the Lambeth Zenith, right from the teleportation circle. So hopefully you can get there and find the part that was the part of the rod piece that is embedded there. That was all I was able to. Yeah, that's all the information I was able to retrieve in that short, brief time. I don't even have a roster of like the members that the Lambeth Zenith possessed on their crew. So if you do happen to find any surviving members, please bring them back to Sigil as well. That would be greatly appreciated, as so we don't want to have any unnecessary casualties if possible. Any more unnecessary casualties if we're able to save them.
You got it. Necessary casualties only.
Quite the opposite, Tiernan. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, I would more so say if it's an unfortunate casualty that could not be prevented, then yeah, but the more lives that we can save, the better, right?
True.
Maybe all casualties to our enemies, right, Tiernan?
Yeah. Instead of casualties, serious teas only.
Serial teas. Okay. But yes, like I said, Lambeth Zenith is the name of the vessel. If there's any crew members that are left surviving, please bring them back to the sanctum. We will try to bandage their wounds, tend to them, and get more information out of them once they're back here about what has happened. But in the meanwhile, don't tell anyone your intentions of finding the rod piece, because we don't need any other prying eyes on this task if there are any survivors. I'm trying to figure out if I'm trying to remember if there's any other information I need to forget that I haven't told you yet. The astral sea. You already know how it works, right? The movement that you had to propel yourself from the sanctum to Sigil is pretty much works exactly the same inside the astral sea. So movement through thoughts, not through actual physical movements, at least until you make physical contact with a source of that until a physical body that possesses a gravitational pull. So if you, I'm assuming if it's the large spell jamming vessel or the large, the body of the corpse of a dead god, you should be able to walk normally there. It's mainly when you exit the gravitational pull of said astral bodies is what you'll need to use your mental processes to traverse through the astral plane, astral sea with. I was trying to figure out. Sorry, my mind's kind of jumbled trying to get all this to you to try to accelerate your search. I think that should be all. Be wary of be wary of space pirates that may try to scavenge the Lambeth Zenith if they haven't already. There are bodies or groups of people that whose sole existence does revolve around the astral sea, so they're not going to be interlopers like yourselves that just pop in and out. They're going to be people that are natives, inhabitants of the astral sea. But I believe that it should be all that it should be necessary. Friends asterisk, I won't deny that there may be the possibility of one or two of them being friendly, but I can't guarantee that all of them will be.
Okay, first you don't want me to make casualties, and then you don't want me to make friends. Make up your mind.
If you can make friends, but I don't assume that everyone else is going to be friendly towards you, Tiernan.
But if you can, make casualties.
Did he cut out for anyone else?
Nope.
Okay, good. Oh, thank good. If you can make friends, but if you can't, then yeah, just try just to be wary of the social connections that you can or cannot make, especially in a space that is not native to your own.
Makes sense.
Fair enough.
Okay, whenever you guys are all ready to go, just let me or Tasha know, and we'll be able to open up that gateway beneath the sanctum for you. But yes, I'll need a long rest for sure, so I'll just be in my private quarters. Tasha, though, she should be all raring and ready to go. It looks like she is a little bit frustrated because someone decided to put her in a proverbial timeout. As she stares towards Mordenkainen, who's just whistling. Anyways, when you are all ready, please just let one of us know. I definitely need a nap. As she'll just calmly walk away.
So it's just Mordenkainen in here now?
Yep.
Mordenkainen, can I talk with you in private?
Sure. Let's go to my office then, if that is the case.
You cut up there pretty bad now.
Oh, sorry. Sure. Let's go to my office if you want to speak then.
You mentioned you were going to try doing some more research on this. While we were away, were you able to find anything? If you did.
Wait, where the fuck did you... Oh, okay, wait, are you... Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. Actually, we'll have them both sitting there. All right. I've done a bit of extensive research with all the texts that I have with me in my own personal library. I have a bit of info, yes, but not entirely to what I've seen from your mind, Rom, but I was just mainly doing research based on the Darkbane itself. Like I said, like I told you earlier, most of my information that I possess was transferred through word of mouth. That it was transcribed onto a document. None of it was actually showing any physical or any imagery to represent what we saw. But based on what I did see or did find out, it seems as though what I was able to discover is that the Darkbane was forged as a weapon that absorbs negative forces and chaotic energy from things around it, and it was meant to harness and contain it. It was meant to be a containment vessel for said forces, but the problem is that the vessel wasn't a complete one. It was at some point taken before it was properly finished. And it was...
Before it was properly what?
Before it was properly finished. It was never actually completed. And for a long time, many centuries now, almost like many millennia now, is what it more so seems like it's been missing. And it feels like there was word of mouth between members of the clergy of the Platinum Dragon tried to cleanse the weapon, but the figurative word here, or like the more so concerning word, is try. It doesn't seem like the knowledge that, or like the text that I possess, say what happened to it other than try. So I was assuming that whatever was attempted to be done failed. And that's all, as far as the extent of my research has got me up to this point. A lot of these texts are just very fragmented and scattered throughout history, and it just doesn't seem to fully piece together. Yet.
I may have something that could help piece things together, I was able to go around and get some research done myself. And then I pull out the note that I received from the Goblin Man,
Okay.
and I'd like to read it with Mordenkainen.
Gotcha. Yeah, you've put both the encrypted text and the codex side by side on the table, as you guys are both reading it together. You're just kind of reading the text as is, like as it's transcribed with the codex beside it, and it's kind of just reading to you like almost like a story. But for Mordenkainen, when he's reading it next to you, his eyes kind of go a bit wide, and he's like, "This is of a heavy concern, this text that you have received, Rom."
I just heard this is in a space ROM.
This text is a bit concerning, Rom. From what I can gather, it looks as if at some point this weapon has made its way to the first layer of hell in Avernus, and it was used to temporarily disable a god's movements, or at least the avatar of a god's movements. I think the specific, at least if the history text based on this story says anything, it's almost as if it was used to combat Tiamat for a while. And it seems at some point the information's starting to line up that the between what I was able to figure out and what you've brought here is that members of the Platinum Dragon were on their way to cleanse the evils contained within the Darkbane, through a ritual process that was presumed to be able to permanently get rid of it and get rid of the evil aspects without redispersing it through the world. But at some point, the weapon has been lost. It seems that there was a group of Asimar or like astral devas that were tasked with protecting it or keeping it in safekeeping. And he's looking, taking a little bit closer look at you, Rom. He's like, it's interesting. How long or how old did you say that you were, Rom?
How long or how what?
How old did you say that you were?
If I remember correctly from without seeing my lore, I know for a fact that I was 100 before I came to the material realm. Implying the immaterial realm years. I don't remember exactly how long I was in the prematerial realm. Would I even know how long I've been alive for? Because most of it would be forgotten. Because solely due to the fact that my whole existence was to like cleanse his blade and whatnot.
I would say that you would the age you could remember is just that the events tied to the age is what you don't really remember.
Okay, so I say I'm over a century old.
Okay. Huh. Well, at least on the bright side, Rom, the text that you brought here today doesn't fully just point out a name of the individuals involved, but it does mention of a couple of astral devas. Does mention of a celestial being that was meant to guard the Darkbane, and it does take a gander at telling those failures of the Protector, if that means much to you.
Well, I'm not sure. I can't seem to remember anything.
Well, that seems to be as far as the information has gotten you, or like the text has gotten us so far. I hope this brings you a little bit of clarity, but without more concrete knowledge, I can't really tell you much else. At least we do know that that this weapon pretty much is what we saw back there in the recesses of your mind, but we also do know that it is an incomplete object. How so it's incomplete is hard to say without actually having the object with us in person, so that in which I can study it.
All this knowledge you have is very helpful.
I still feel fragmented as well. I cannot even imagine.
You still feel for a frag?
This information still feels fragmented to me, but I feel like that's unnecessary to say, considering how fragmented your memories must feel.
It'll take time for me to piece everything together, but hopefully I'll be able to restore my memories at some point.
I do hope so as well, Ram. But if I do hear much else, I'll be sure to let you know. Do keep in mind, I mean, I would like to say that this is a decent and intriguing puzzle, to say the least. So, and I'm quite a puzzle enthusiast, so I'll continue my research to figure out as much as I can.
Thank you. And then I walk back to my room.
Well, of course. Okay. All right. With that, how's everyone liking to proceed and finish? Go about their preparations before meeting up with either Lestriel or Tasha for this teleportation circle?
Let's do it.
Ready when you are.
All right. Let's head towards. This will be a private underground. Cool. Okay, let's do that. There it is. All right. Can I? Nope. Appearance. No, that's fine. All right. Cool. So, I guess we'll have Tasha do it. Yeah. If you guys, did you guys want to wake up Tasha? Have Tasha do it. Or do you guys want Lustral do it?
What was that? You're
sorry.
cutting down.
Fuck. Did you guys want Tasha to do it, or did you want Lustral to lead you the way? Who did you want to?
I'd say
speak
Tasha.
with? Okay. Okay. In which case, Tasha will lead you towards shit. I'll send you back down. Lead you back down towards the main lobby, in which she's going to start weaving arcane sigils in the air that are all scattered towards the multiple different walls within the first level of the sanctum. You notice that all the furniture starts assembling themselves into a large circle, each possessing a different sigil on it, and forming what looks to be a gigantic and complete arcane circle. All right, so this is going to teleport you straight into the astral sea. Normally we would do this outside where the sanctum would be connected as a boarding spots with the spell jamming vessel, and it will propel the spell jamming vessel straight towards the desired location. But there is no need to do that, since we're not trying to travel to any other plane or existences at the time being. We're just going to head straight onto the corpse of the dead god and the Lambeth Zenith. So we'll just send you straight there. Do keep in mind of any potential astral beasts that may be floating around. And yeah. Well, I hope we'll see you back again for the next, with the next piece of the Rod of 7 Parts in tow. Any and all questions we will, I guess, leave until the next time we see you then. I do wish you the best of luck as you venture off then, fellow adventurers, in hopes for the multiverse. She's going to take that whip that she was working on before and just slam it into the ground, or like strike it onto the ground in the center. And the arcane circle would light up, coating the entire room in brilliance. And by the time you guys next open up your eyes, you see yourself. You guys don't see anything yet, right?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Perfect.
It just black.
Perfect. That's what I needed. All right, I will put you here, here, and here. Okay, cool. Okay, you guys should be able to see now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh wait, let me give Rom vision. There's no point in not having vision when you guys are all in space now. Basic. There it is. Okay. All right, you guys, as the circle, as the circle dims to a low, vibrant hum, you see yourself on board what looks to be a fragmented wooden flooring, and staring at, and surrounding you is a vast open space that you're not so unfamiliar with you traveling to Sigil and towards the sanctum. But you see yourself upon what looks to be the giant, a giant vessel. And I can also show you this part to show you the body that you guys are currently on. Where is this? Reveal, yes, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't turn. Okay, there we go. Right? Okay, yeah. Right. Let's box. And then why don't it let me? The fuck? I guess brush, reveal, brush size. Oh, it's not doing it. Okay, never mind. No, that's fine. That's not that much big of a worry. I think I'll show. Oh, I'll just show you in Discord what the space looks like that you're at right now. Where is Discord? Right there. And location. There it is. Okay, it should be in Discord. So you guys would be on what is the stern of the Lambeth Zenith. All right, and as you guys land, are there, you guys would see towards the crows, or at least the pillar of the crow's nest, is what looks to be a woman that is sat down next to the pillar and is extremely bloodied and is gasping.
Okay.
Oh no, she looks unharmed to me.
Fine.
Joined under the 14.
Oh.
Yeah, Eyem will rush to help.
Where did you come from? How did you get here?
Can I tell if it's an Esmar or Angel?
Make a history check. I'll say you can do it with advantage, my bad. That's more like it. Yeah. Not only do you recognize her, you can feel the radiant brilliance from her spectral, or not from her physical body, very similar to what yours used to be, and even more so in the essence that it gives you a sense of familiarity. You can tell that this woman who is standing atop a solid 7-foot stature based on the way that her limbs look, is certainly an astral deva. And even more so, she looks at you and goes, "Wait, no. Rom? What are you doing here?"
I'm still trying to figure that out.
While that interaction is happening, Ian will cast a level 4 Cure Wounds on her.
Okay.
(42).
All right, 42.
Wait, so we're not right next to her? I thought she was on top of the crow's nest.
No, she was at the base of the
Ah,
of the
and I would have used my healing thing on her.
Okay.
Where is it? I'm gonna use all of my lay on hands.
Okay. How much
That's
lay on
against
hands
an
you have?
owl.
That would be 40.
40? Okay.
That's against an owl. Undo my Cure Wounds.
Okay. So I'll just minus 2 from that. Okay. Alright. As she takes in the divine healing light from you, Rom, she'll like slowly cough, like pretty much like repeating the statement, like, what are you doing here, Rom?
Well, I'm trying to search for answers, but in the meantime, me and my comrades here are trying to search for a fragmented staff of sorts.
You see her eyes become a little bit unattentive. It looks as if she's looking towards a different direction as she realizes what you're saying. A segmented staff, you say?
That's right.
And it brought you were brought immediately here. Oh. Rom, how much do you trust these people around you?
Well, from what I can remember, I feel like I can trust these people a lot.
Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay, can I do that? Okay. Okay. Well, I do believe I might know what you are looking for. And it very much happens to be here. That is for sure, Rom.
I have a question, though.
Yeah.
How do you know my name?
What do you mean? What kind of a question is that? What kind of question is that?
I don't feel like I've ever met you before. How is it that you can recognize me so?
Well, I mean, I haven't really met you face to face, but I was told a lot of stories about you. Your Erwin used to speak very highly of you. I guess she hasn't spoke too much about me.
Well, it's been a while since I've last really had a chance to speak with her.
That's understandable, I guess. I mean, I've only ever met you once when you were very, very young. But, oh, I guess I could just. She'll slowly rise up to her height as she's like using the pillar as a support. Hello, everybody. Hello, friends of Rom. I am Resha Thivin. Me and Rom's mother, Erwin, were used to be very close when she was active. There was also another friend of ours that was part of our trio, but I don't know much about what he's doing now. How much did you? Oh wait, you say you're still trying to piece it together. Whatever has fractured your memories, Rom, that's very concerning. I'll at least try to fill in the blanks where I can.
How do you know about my fragmented memories?
You seem to be trying. You told me you're trying to put the pieces together of why you're. Sorry, what did you say that you're trying to put the pieces of together again?
Of the staff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My bad. Okay. I misinterpreted what you were saying. Let's backpedal about 20 seconds. I totally lost my train of thought because of that. Fuck. Okay.
It's all good, Travis. I fully understand.
Yeah. Okay. We have me, your mother, and another individual used to be the protectors of a sacred artifact. I don't know if you recall that artifact. She tasked you with it once when she realized that we weren't able to complete our task with it. Do you remember? Or have you completed said task since you're here now?
I don't recall any tasks. I've been trying to figure out, because ever since, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, I felt as if my whole life has been missing something, and I can't seem to remember what it was.
Wait, what do you even mean, Rom? This is something that you've been like tasked with for many years now, many decades have you dedicated your life to.
It feels like that much of my life is missing from my mind. I can't seem to recall a thing. Although when I was trying to get someone to help pry my mind open, they recalled me mentioning something about a dark bane, and it seems to be what my brain seems to be keeping locked away, and I can't seem to remember anything else about it.
Well, that's highly concerning, considering that you devoted so much of your life to it. To be able to remove that big of a memory from your brain, from your mind, Rob. That's extremely concerning. I understand your cause for worry as to your state of being and your even reason for existing, considering that it was just such a huge part of you, and how much that your mother raised you to do. But what's even more concerning to me now is the fact that it's missing, or has been separated from you, or you've completed your task as to cleansing it. A lot of it, I am worried or proud, or I don't know what to feel, because with this memory lost from you, I can't confirm or deny what, or like can't come to a conclusion as to how I should feel seeing you here right now. I can at least be happy that you've grown to be such a capable fighter, but it's also very conflicting. But clearly, the fact that you were brought here to find a segmented piece of an item. You're here for a reason other than the Darkbane.
Well, yes, we're trying to bring together a staff. I can't quite remember exactly what the staff is for, but we've already gotten 2 pieces of it, of the 7.
You only got
one. I thought, wait, what was it we connected it to?
The second is here. What you did was you charged up or re-empowered the capabilities of the first segment by attuning it to the obelisk.
Oh, I was thinking the obelisk was another part of it. My bad.
No, you're good. It's hard to visualize if you weren't there. It's fine. I understand. It's this huge ass obelisk that's about 30 feet tall, 15 feet wide. That Garfunkel made contact with while he was holding the segment of the rod. But yeah. So, you're trying to assemble a rod, and you think that, and you believe that this is, and one of the pieces is here. It's led you here. Oh, I'm assuming. Yeah, I very much well know the piece that you're looking for, and I can once again reconfirm that the object is here. It's hidden away within the vessel of the Lambeth Zenith. I have to be honest, Rom. We, or at least at some point, after you were entrusted with securing, protecting, and trying to cleanse the Darkbane, me and Zatal have taken roots into the Lambeth Zenith and attempted our own expedition to find a source to contain the Darkbane's evil. And at some point in time, we came across this powerful artifact that I thought was just a singular piece, or one piece of a whole, that it's just a whole entire artifact in and of itself. Anyways, we try to use its power to accelerate the Lambeth Zenith and ended up and on our like accelerated journey throughout the cosmos, we were making great progress. And at one day during our accelerated travel, we somehow collided with this astral body that you see here. It just appeared out of nowhere one day, crying and screaming, and I can guarantee you that it was already in its dying states before we even made contact with it. But it just appeared and we struck it, and now the Lambeth Zenith is in shambles. Anyways, I believe that the part you're looking for was the part that was the artifact that we were using to accelerate the speed of the Lambeth Zenith. I had no idea that it was part of a bigger artifact. So that might be what you're looking for.
Perhaps it is. Yes.
We kept the...
Wait,
Go ahead.
No, go on, please.
I was saying that we kept the piece in the prow of the Lambeth Zenith, but I believe that it was... But I believe due to the collision, it's completely sealed off at the moment due to the security wards surrounding the prow.
All right, so should we? Sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping together my thoughts right now. So are you? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to respond.
Are there any others, any allies we can help?
There should be. We had enough food in the starboard of the ship, and there's at least let me see how many. There should be at least 3 other crew members that are still alive that I was able to make contact with and send a message to. I was able to get a response with, but it's been a couple of days since I've last gotten word. My wounds here have been for a long time. It's taken a lot out of me just to heal my own wounds to what they are now. And up until you guys, Rom, you and the rest of your friends showed up to help mend them. If they are still alive, they would be scattered throughout the pieces of the Lambeth Zenith.
We'll make sure to check on them, attend to their needs if they need help healing. Are you okay to stay here, or do you want to come with us? We don't want to put you in any more danger.
At the moment, I don't want to be a hindrance to you. I would be capable in a fight, although I'm not fully able to do much in my weakened state. I think, at least for right now, I need to recuperate whatever resources I can to mending my body before I jump in and assist you. But do believe that my full intent is to is to find the rest of my crew that is still alive and join you.
Alright. Please find somewhere to retreat safely.
Absolutely. And you'll see her slowly, like, and weakly, like, hover in the air. Rom, you clearly have a strong back on you.
And I have strong friends to help me.
Has anyone seen you recently?
What do you mean?
When was the last time that you've seen her?
My mother?
Yes.
Since she cast me down to the Primaterial realm.
Regardless of how you look now, boy, she would still be proud of the fact that you're still pushing on.
This is still proud of what? You're cutting out. This is an emotional moment, man.
She would still be proud of how you're still pushing on, regardless of the results that may have transpired to cause you to look at the way that you are today.
If I could, I would love to be able to see her again one day. Once I get everything sorted.
Mount Celestial is always open to those who seek redemption.
I reveal my blackened wings. Are you saying it really is possible for me to go back like this? Am I not a disgrace?
You can certainly see yourself get to the gate. I can guarantee you that the journey will eventually bleach out the blackness.
So I have a new purpose now. I understand it well.
Allow it to support your back on your journey ahead.
Your words alone are enough to support me on my journey.
She'll just leave you with a solemn nod as she weakly flies and hovers towards the lower deck of the stern. I will say that we will end the session there for tonight, because I don't want to proceed to the next bit without with both Bobby and Betty still not here.
It's totally fair.
That's a perfect time. My friend will be here to pick me up for the gym soon.
Ah, got you. What were you saying, Eric?
Nothing.
Okay.
Thank you for the sesh, as always, Travis.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Hope everyone has a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.
Catch you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah. No session next week. We'll pick back up again on the 22nd. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
good session. Hope you two feel better.
Oh,
Thank you.
nighty night.
Good night. Oh
Good
wait,
night.
oh wait. If you're going to the other Discord, I'll see you on the other Discord. So
Oh yeah, see you there.
yeah.
Oh my god, that's my favorite person ever.
Kevin! Yeah, no, no, no.